Life's most persistent question is, what do you do for others? That was a quote by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. many, many years ago. What are we doing for others? You know, I was sitting there the other day talking to someone, and I was reminded that up until 1964, my mother did not have the right to vote in the state that she was born in Alabama. And someone of the younger generation was kind of asked, said, "Well, who was Martin Luther King Jr.? What did he do?" It's kind of like Martin Luther King Jr. and Christopher Columbus. We just got these, they're just people that we celebrate on these days off. Martin Luther King Jr. did so much for others to allow them to understand what diversity is, to allow them to understand what equity is, to allow them to understand what inclusion is. A lot of people say, well, we go with these dog whistles, but no, they're not dog whistles, because there was a time where me, as an African American Catholic, could not walk into a Catholic church and receive the Eucharist simply because of the color of my skin. And we're not talking 40, 50 years ago. We're talking 20, 30 years ago. What are we doing for others? What are we doing for those right now in this day that are still struggling for inclusion, that are still struggling to let others know that their lives matter too? That's the legacy that Martin Luther King Jr. left us. He said, the time is always right to do what is right. Let me say that again for the Buckeye fans, because I know y'all a little slow. The time is always right to do what's right. That means that it's up to you and I to stand up for what is right. To be able to say that discrimination, sexism, that those are wrong, and there's no place for that in this great nation of ours. It's not about liberal and conservative. It's not about left and right. It's about north and south. It's about heaven or hell. It's about right and wrong. And that's what Martin Luther King Jr. stood for. That's what he gave his life for. He stood for others. What are you willing to stand up for? What are you willing to give your life for? I'm not saying that I'm the next Martin Luther King Jr. or that I'm the next St. Paul. I'm a broken, battered, and bruised brother, but at least I'm trying. I'm trying to do something. Do something. Because if you don't do something, you're part of the problem. God bless you. Have a great day. Peace.